Welcome back into 641 here on your Friday morning. So some employees at the Southern Park Mall told 21 News they did not get paid on time last week. So if that happens to you at some point, is there anything you can do in that situation? And what is an employer's legal obligation to pay you what you're owed on time? We're diving into the world of employment law this morning with attorney Dave Betras for Legally Speaking. Dave, good to see you as always.
Good to see you. Now here's the good news for the people that didn't get paid. You're legally owed that money. Okay? You could take them to small claims court. You could report them to the National Labor Relations Board, to other government agencies, the Attorney General, and other places to say, because they're actually stealing from those people. Okay, that's stealing. It's, we have the 13th Amendment. We abolished involuntary servitude. So they are stealing from those people. So those people have legal remedies.
Gotcha. It sounds like a variety of avenues.
They have a variety of avenues. But you don't have to get notice if your employer's closing. Now, they have some federal laws. If you're a big employer, I think it's over 300 or 400 people, and you're going to shut down, you have to give some kind of notice. But a small, the shops out there at the Southern Park Mall, they didn't have to give notice. They could just lock it. Now, I think that Steel Valley Brewing has outside entrances.
Yeah, a couple of them do. Planet Fitness. So there's a few different areas that have they stayed open during that. They stayed
open. But it's a real black mark for the community. I remember, and I'm just going to get a little nostalgic here, because November 4th, 1985, I got sworn in as a lawyer. And November 4th was this week. So over 40 years now.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I remember as a child, the place to go shopping was downtown Youngstown. Straus's, McKelvey's, Lustig's. And my mother would dress me up. It was like a thing. To get dressed up and to go to downtown Youngstown and go shopping. Then an entrepreneur came along. His name was Eddie DeBartolo Sr. And he built a plaza out in farmland. And everyone said to him, "Are you crazy building a plaza out in farmland?" And that thrived. And then in the 70s sometime, he bought a bunch of farmland. And it became a pride of the Mahoning Valley that Eddie DeBartolo Sr. and William Cafaro were large mall developers. And that became pride for the people of this area when the steel mill shut down. Eddie DeBartolo Sr. at that time had bought the 49ers. So we had some of that, and that mall sort of represented a gem for us. And I feel bad, even though the DeBartolos don't own that mall anymore. I feel bad for the DeBartolos and their family, because even though they don't own it, that was their father's gem of the area. And he used to have an office right down the street from that mall, and he used to fly a plane right into there, and the plane would take him to the Youngstown airport, because he, developed all over the United States. And then he passed it on to his, he sold the company, Denise DeBartolo York now, and Dr. York, and I think their son owned the 49ers, so that still gives us some pride. But it's a shame to see that this area is not going to have a mall anymore, really. That's sad. And Boardman Township's going to lose revenue. Mahoning County's going to lose revenue. And they got to somehow figure out how to protect that property, because a lot of these malls that close, they start getting vandalized and people going in there. So it's a big mess for the community. We're going to have to try to figure it out.
See how everything plays out with that, and hopefully everything, they find some sort of remedy at some point. Back to the topic of labor employment law. I mean, we had Altium Cells mention a week or so ago that they're going to be laying off many, many people. So legally, what kind of warning do they have to give?
They don't have to give you any warning.
For layoffs?
Nothing.
Okay.
You have a contract. So if you don't have a contract, you're an at-will employee in this state and in Pennsylvania. So literally, your employer can come in and say, "Steve, you're fired," and that's it. Or, "Melena, you're fired," and that's it. So they don't have to give them any warning that they're fired. Now, they have to pay them what they're due. Unfortunately, if they file bankruptcy, they become a creditor of that company. But I don't think that company is going bankrupt. I just think they're shutting the doors to the mall, because that mall's just wasn't getting the traffic it used to get.
Yeah, the times have changed.
So the people there that lost their jobs, you have remedies. They owe you that money. Most of those companies aren't bankrupt. They just can't make money at that mall anymore, and that's why they shut the doors. And that mall, whoever owned the mall proper, wasn't paying their property taxes. So the county commissioners, the Boardman Township trustees, the Boardman police, these all become another problem for those public servants to try to solve.
All connected. It's all connected. All right, well, He took good care of us once again this morning.
Once again,
so
I brought in the
Man,
donuts
there's a
from the
lot missing
Landmark.
this morning.
Yeah, there's a lot
We got some
missing this
hungry
morning.
people in this
That's
studio.
true.
I didn't even try one yet, so how about that?
How about that?